The Prometheus drifted into the Zalthor system like a wounded bird, its hull scarred from 1,000 battles, reactor cores humming with barely contained power. On the viewing screens of the Sovereign fleet, the human vessel appeared laughably small, a mere speck against the backdrop of their gleaming armada. Commander Zeldas clicked his mandibles in amusement, the sound echoing through the command deck of the flagship Eternal Dominion. Around him, his officers shared in the mockery, their crystalline bodies refracting the pale blue light of their home world below. "This is what the humans send?" Zeldas gestured dismissively at the holographic projection. "One ship? After we demanded their unconditional surrender?" His tactical officer, Var-Nis, examined the data streams with multiple optical sensors. "Scans indicate the vessel is outdated by at least 2 centuries. Their weapons systems are primitive, kinetic projectiles and fusion warheads. It poses no threat to even our smallest cruiser." Laughter rippled through the bridge. The Zalthor had conquered 17 star systems in the past decade alone. Their technology was supreme, their military might unmatched. They had given humanity a simple choice: submit to Zalthor rule or face extinction. The humans had responded with silence until now. "Hail them," Zeldas ordered, leaning back in his command throne. "Let us hear what pathetic excuse they offer for their defiance." The viewscreen flickered, and a human face appeared. Captain Sarah Chen looked tired, her dark eyes carrying the weight of something ancient and terrible. Behind her, the bridge of the Prometheus seemed dimly lit, almost primitive compared to the crystalline brilliance of Zalthor technology. "Commander Zeldas," she said, her voice steady. "I am Captain Chen of the Terran Defense Force. I've come to deliver a message." "You may deliver your surrender," Zeldas replied, his translator rendering his words into flat, emotionless English. "It is the only message we will accept." Chen's expression didn't change. "I'm here to give you one chance to withdraw your fleet from this system and cease all hostile actions against human colonies." The bridge erupted in screeching laughter. Zeldas had to silence his crew with a raised appendage. "You dare threaten us? One ancient ship against the might of the Sovereign fleet? You humans truly are as foolish as the intelligence reports suggested." "We didn't want this war," Chen continued, ignoring the mockery. "We tried diplomacy. We tried negotiation. You rejected every offer. You destroyed our colony on Kepler 442b. 3 million civilians. Women. Children. Elders who remembered Earth before the expansion. They were a warning," Zeldos said coldly. "Submit or share their fate." Chen nodded slowly, as if she'd expected exactly that response. "Then you leave us no choice. Computer, initiate Protocol Omega." On the Prometheus, emergency lights bathed the bridge in red. Deep within the ship's core, systems that had remained dormant for decades began to awaken. The vessel's appearance was deceiving, its scarred hull and outdated weapons were camouflage, a shell concealing humanity's most terrible secret. "What is she doing?" Var-Nis's voice carried a note of uncertainty as his sensors detected massive energy buildups within the human ship. "Scanning now," another officer reported. "I'm detecting, impossible. The readings must be in error. No vessel that size could generate such power." But the readings weren't in error. The Prometheus had been built for one purpose, designed by scientists who remembered the wars that nearly destroyed Earth, engineers who understood that sometimes survival required carrying the power to end worlds. "Captain, they're targeting our planet," Var-Nis said, his confidence cracking. "But their weapons can't possibly." The Prometheus fired. It wasn't a missile or a laser or any weapon the Zalthor had encountered before. What emerged from the human ship was something far more fundamental, a concentrated beam of gravitational force, warping spacetime itself into a weapon. For 3 seconds, the beam connected the Prometheus to the planet below. The effect was catastrophic. The planet's crust rippled like water. Tectonic plates, held stable for millions of years, suddenly shifted as gravitational forces tore at the world's core. A line of destruction raced across the surface, cities crumbling, oceans boiling, mountains collapsing into newly formed chasms. Then the crack began. Starting at the impact point, a fissure spread across the entire planetary surface. The Zalthor homeworld, a jewel of crystal spires and ancient civilization, was coming apart. The crack widened, revealing the planet's molten interior, and gravitational forces that had held the world together for billions of years were suddenly, violently disrupted. On the bridge of the Eternal Dominion, silence replaced laughter. Officers stared in horror as their homeworld literally split in two, each half beginning to drift apart in a slow-motion apocalypse. Billions of Zalthor were dying in the chaos below. "Stop!" Zel'Thos screamed. "We surrender! We surrender!" Chen's image remained on the viewscreen, her expression haunted. "The weapon has a 30-second cycle. I can stop the second firing sequence. But you need to understand something, Commander. Humanity learned long ago what it means to face extinction. We learned how to survive at any cost. We hoped we'd never have to use this knowledge again. Please," Zel'Thos whispered, "all arrogance gone. Save what remains. Your fleet will withdraw immediately from all human systems. You will never threaten us again. And you will remember that we didn't start this war, but we were willing to finish it." The Prometheus powered down its weapon. Below, half a planet hung broken in space, a monument to the price of underestimating humanity. The sovereign fleet retreated without another word, and across the galaxy, species who had watched the conflict took note. They had laughed at the human ship. None of them were laughing now.